Hi all, I'm down at Pet and I'm going to build a bait pump for my friend who's coming down. He's a work colleague. He's had a quick go at it and he's, like most people, he's addicted to it now. So he's asked me to build him a pump. So I thought I'd show you quickly how I build mine, and then what we'll do is we'll take it over to the beach when he turns up and we'll give it a try and see how it performs. So I've made the shaft up. This is 8mm with a 25mm handle. I think it's 13mm locking up there with a 13mm nye lock inside the handle. So it's all nice and tight. And then this is me bits and pieces, all my nuts and washers. So then what I do for the handle, you can cut this bit of plastic to whatever length you want, depending on how long you want the handle. So this here, that is 8mm 5/16 fuel line. It's tough old stuff. So that's the handle. Then I use a 22mm equal compression tee. These are the new top caps that I'm making, and they are lasting a lot longer than the thin ones that I was putting in. So that fits in like that. Equal tee. That's only got to be hand tight. You haven't got to crank that up at all. Slide that on. That should be just free sliding, as you can see there. The copper I pre-cut. I say this is now been cut. As you can see, one end's cut with a pipe cutter. The only problem is with that is it tends to bend the end in. So you need to like insert the silicone and everything from this end. So next, the equal tees on. So that's free sliding. But then what I do is I put a bit of plastic tubing, which is by the time your plastic insert is into there, with this here, that's how long the actual bit of pipe is. I know some people that have a longer bit of plastic in there, so it stops them pulling the pump too far. But we'll put that on there. That's only just there. That just really acts as a shock absorber when you're pulling the shaft up and down. Then I use a 10mm like serrated nut. Oh, when I don't drop it, that is. And that acts as like the backstop for the washers. If you just, I found like with if you just put a standard size nut on there, where that's a little bit more serrated, it seems to like support the back washer. These are 18mm A2 stainless steel washers. That just sits on there like that. And these are my seals that I normally make. So these are like just, I pulled these out. These have just come out of the mould. So as you can see, they look a bit rough and ready. But we're going to trim this up, put this on the pump. Just give that a trim round. So the real test is when my friend turns up, and then we'll see how it works. Because it's too easy for me to just come down and go, yeah, that pump works. But like when someone else, you can actually see the pump being made from scratch. So there we go. That's the washer I'm going to use. So next, we're going to insert that on there. It's a really simple setup. There's nothing to it really. So another 18mm washer on there with an M6O on it, and then we use a 10mm nylock nut. That goes on the end of the thread like that. As you can see, that's not even tightened up. I can spin there. Got my spanner somewhere. There's my lucky spanner. And then all I do is I'll just literally tighten up a little bit for the time being. And then because that's like smaller than the diameter of the tube, it should just slide. Don't forget, this is going in dry. So that's in there. Olives are in. Handle's a little bit bigger, but we can trim that down. Right, so that's the pump built. And you can see the time it takes. The hardest bit about a bait pump is obviously making the seals, or you can buy them, or making the shaft. And that, I would say, out of building it, that is the hardest bit to build. Because it's finding someone to do all the machine work for you, or unless you've got the tools yourself. But like, there you go, that is without any washout liquid or any sort of liquid in there at all at the moment. That, because it's so loose, and then all I do is, I don't really want to tighten it up, not until we get down the beach and get a bit of water in the tube. And I left this pipe a bit longer, just so, because, oh, that is like, it's amazing how quick that, if you tighten up too much. But what we need to do now is just tighten her up. I don't know if you can see that. And then all I do, that's it. So this is all brand new. Oh, give that a bit of a tighten up. The last thing you want is that coming undone when you're down the beach. I've had it happen to me a couple of times, so I'd rather it be tight. Now just do the handle. Make sure it's in there properly. All that squeaking, that's the pump built. Now all I've got to do is, because I use the pipe cutter, as I said, it tends to burr the end over. I've left a bit of extra copper on there, so the plan now is I'll get the hacksaw and I will cut that off, and normally leave about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch of copper there, so you've got a bit of room to play with. And like, because obviously copper's a lot softer than stainless, so over time they do tend to burr over. I think I've got an old bit of, see, look, there's an old bit of copper that I've got here, and you can see there what happens. It starts to burr over, and all you can do is you can keep trimming it off, but as you're going up it starts getting thinner and thinner, so it only lasts for so long. But for me, it's a no-brainer. I'd rather use this than I would stainless. Right, I'm just going to chop this end off and then wait for my mate to turn up, and then hopefully we'll give it a proper test. Well, Luke's turned up, picked his pump up. Look at that, nice shiny bucket. Hey? Once I know that the leg, Luke. But like, he's got a new bucket. The only thing you ain't done is filled in the holes in the bottom. Sandbanks to start the show. Let's see if we can get you a few worms, eh? Yeah. Oh, Luke, he's keen. There's absolutely loads of cast on the inside bank, but the trouble is they're not even worth pumping. They are so pink or so bright red that not even worth touching. We'll get out on that other bank out there, and that's where the better worms are. Right, so he's just lubed it up, just dipped it in the water. Is that too tight? Tightened it up too much, yeah? Yep. That's too tight. Just dip it in the water again. And just wet the tube up completely. No. Go a bit deep. Yeah, come here, I'll do it. So you just put a bit of water in the old tube there. So that's the only lubrication. Just watch out when you pull the handle up now. There you go. See, that's moving now, isn't it? Right, give it a go, and then what I've been finding, Luke, is come back about 5-6 inches. When I come down this morning, they were like quite a way back, but like about 10 inches deep. That's still too loose. Tighten up a bit, mate. Is that big enough? Yeah. So try not to go too deep. Bit deeper. So once you get that depth, it'll start polishing up, you know. Oh. There you got one. So this is what I was saying about. Look at that. Is that too loose for you, or do you want it a little bit tighter? You got it in you? It's still, ones are like that. I'm not even keeping, mate. By the time you get them back, they just turn to crap, you know. Try going back from the cast a bit further. That's how I found them this morning. There you go. See, that's what you want. Worms like that. Well, I'll let you get on for a minute. Are you alright for a minute?
Yeah, I'm good.
Maybe if the camera's not on, you can concentrate more. Alright, mate, I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
We couldn't ask for a better week really for bait digging. Got big tides, nice warm weather. Nice size one. Pumping a lot further back than I normally would. See, it's like normally I'd be about 4 inches away from the cast, but at the moment I'm putting the pump in about 6 inches. This is just a top up for me, and then give Luke a hand, get him started. He's got the bug. So when you've got a day like today, evenings like this, there's no better place to be. But definitely having to go back further on the cast. So normally I'd be right back there like that, but now I'm having to come back here. See, just get the worm. The old sun's going down. Luke's got the hang of the pump now. So let's see how many worms he's got. So there's still loads of time, but like, he ain't done too bad there. Got a few worms there. First time. But that sun going down's lovely. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I say, well done, Luke.
Cheers.
How'd you get on in there, mate? You got a few in there, though. You done well. Well done, mate.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, I'll see you down here next time then.
I do. Thanks a lot.
Best of luck.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Oh, time to go home now. I've got a nice curry waiting for me. I'll see you later, Luke.
See you later.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone.